"They've abandoned us," my mother said with fatigue in her voice. I didn't know what she meant at the time, but I would come to learn in the years since that what she did was for our family's safety. We were leaving Demith forever, or what seemed like forever at the time. It had been 20 years since I last set foot in my home village of Demith. Only a child of 12 at the time, I remember my family packing our meager belongings into a couple backpacks and setting off for Thronefast to the north. But time is the fire in which we burn, and today I've been sent by Queen Avendyr of Thronefast to look into reports of strange magic emanating near where the village is located. A newly anointed scout within the Thronefast regulars, this is the telling of my journey to Demith Village. A friendly guard cautions me to keep to the roads, as the wildlife of Avendyr's pass has been becoming more and more aggressive as of late. I laugh and reply, wildlife might be the least of my concerns. Before entering the pass, I take a moment to stop and enjoy one last fragrant vista of Thronefast. I think back to a history lesson taught to every student of the city by the sacred servanthood and how we humans ended up on this planet called Terminus. His words echoed in my mind. From their homeworld of vast Demith, the humans arrived on Terminus in 459 IH during the Age of Chaos to settle Havensong on the Kingsreach continent. One of the sacred six races, humans have strong ties to elves who helped them survive and fought together against their fallen deity Osari during the Deicide War. Havensong was destroyed during the war, but the humans rebuilt their home as Thronefast, which stands today. Time gets away from me, lost in my thoughts, but the dawn arrives just in time to light my way into the pass. The bridge shines brightly in the morning sun, a testament to human engineering and ability to flourish in the region after our initial struggles. The sage again enters my mind to remind me of the legendary figure for which this place is named, Avendyr, prince born to Amensal and his queen. He led humans to safety after the destruction of their original home, Havensong, also known as the first king out of the Sanctum. He died 525 IH. These thoughts linger, but first I must make a stop on my journey. An old friend and retired Thronefastian ranger, known for their wisdom. She offers a curious caution. Demith Village is not the place you once knew. With that, she stares off into the pass, silently signaling that our visit has ended. Back on the road, a wanderer, who bears a striking resemblance to my ranger friend, heads in the direction I aspire. A good omen, I hope. A guard watches the ridgeline closely. Thought I heard something. Strange, he mutters to himself. I take a small respite to survey the surroundings. The pass bears a similar landscape to Thronefast. I remember another lesson I learned as a youth in the courts of Thronefast. The humans, in their imperial instincts, gave the land their fallen king's name. Not surprisingly, we find Demith Village on the map, named after the humans' homeworld of Vast Demith. A comforting revelation, for now. At last, the gates of Demith Village. Seeing the proud insignia upon the gates gives rise to feelings of nostalgia. I recall last seeing this 5 years ago, posted on a bulletin board in the market square of Thronefast. It was instantly recognizable, and with only a gram of sadness for the village I spent my childhood running around. I recall the pretty young cleric of the Corsairian temple in Thronefast, by the name of Graminsta. She taught me of the history of this place. She shared, "The modest human settlement of Demith Village in Avendyr's Pass has had such a long and storied association with the city of Thronefast. But with neglect over time and manpower given to the Valley Guard, the villagers have had to look to themselves for their own deliverance, to the point now where there isn't a single Thronefastian soldier stationed in the village." While my mind was sated with history, my body ached from the road. So I sought the local pub first. It appeared to be in a sorry state, with a barkeep who looked to be what I expected, given the absence of a Thronefast legal presence. I grabbed an ale and chose not to linger under his ruffian eyes. Outside the pub, I spied a figure I felt more kinship towards in the local wolf tender. I offered the pup a sip of my ale, but was waved off by the keeper. The wolf didn't appreciate the denial and snarled a little as I walked away. One house in the village caught my attention more than the others. It appeared more modern, for lack of a better term. I wondered if this was the beginning of new efforts to reclaim Demith Village. I stopped to inquire with a robed figure. His words were simple but mysterious. Onward and upward was all he was willing to offer. Further investigation by knocking on doors proved futile, so I asked some locals about how Demith was faring these days. They pointed me back toward the village gates and recommended I check a house on the hill. I thanked them and did just that. It was here that I started to see what was going on. In the absence of Thronefastian justice, The criminal element had risen unchecked. 2 suspicious individuals stood watch at this house of nefarious doings. But this paled in comparison to what I discovered next. The graveyard, tucked high in the steps of Demith Village, was home to many of my ancestors. I could almost hear their whispers as I carefully tread through the headstones. It reminded me of how our great past king was long remembered by all of Terminus. The school books told us, when Avendyr died in 525 IH, he was mourned by no less than a half-dozen continents. Queen Amethyal has carried on his legacy well, but why has she left Demith Village to rot? I paid my respects to my forebears and continued on my mission. I need to continue to the heights of Demith, but see few walkways. Feeling the need to stretch my muscles, I scamper up a small ledge to observe the natural pool we once swam in as children during long summer days. I want nothing more than to spend the rest of the day floating in its clear waters, but that will have to wait, for I heard swimming is not in season this time of year. But that doesn't stop me from visiting the lone birch tree I once carved my name in as a child. Ah yes, there it is. T+JN. The inscription still clear. The stables offered nothing of interest, so I headed along the ridge above the city. Ascending, the village looks so small now. And when I was small, my mother warned me about the red dragon wasps near the pond. She insisted I not wander too far lest I suffer the sting that was said to be worse than any wolf bite. I considered taking my chances, but began to hear a buzzing and retreated to the village post-haste. Back at the entry, I spotted a watchtower in the distance. Surely there would be someone there who could answer some questions. but all that was found was a rude mage who walked away when I tried to ask those questions. His fancy robes set him apart, but his arrogance was apparent. I've always felt mages were too far removed from the common people, up in their towers, and this fellow reinforced that belief. But then I saw it. Off in the distance, a glowing purple light, some ruins. This must be what I was sent to investigate. It lay across the chasm, past the red dragon wasps I had just come from. How would I get there? There must be a way, I thought. It was too high to jump or climb down, but I was athletic enough. I leapt to the gate walkway triumphantly. The guards showed no surprise when I mentioned that I was just dropping in, and I carried on my way. A vigilant monk asked me as I left To Demith Village, "Have you the spirit of the wolf?" "No," I replied confidently. "I have the spirit of Avendyr." She didn't blink, but the angry look on her face told me she did not appreciate my boldness. Now, below where the shrine was, I summoned my spirit to climb the cliffside. I nearly reached the summit once, only to lose my footing at the last minute. I tried again. This time, my fatigue took control. I had nothing left to make the climb, and I decided there must be another way. It was here that I took in the valley outside the village in its full spectrum. So much potential, I thought. What will become of this place now that Thronefast is stirring? As I continued, I felt an invisible force telling me to turn back. My mind was walled off from further knowledge. And then, I heard the wolf before I saw it. But not before it saw me. I knew I had strayed too far from safety, and I was not wrong. The wolf was after me. I ran, but the journey had sapped my strength, and the wolf quickly caught up. Toying with me, the canine watched me crawl for a moment before finishing me with a snap of its jaws. It was there. My journey to Demith Village ended. For now.